As experience has shown, the paintwork of the body, like many modern cars, is not particularly resistant to external influences. Small chips and scratches appear quite quickly. At the same time, the metal has good corrosion resistance. Quite often, the owners of the Kia Sportage 3 blame the poorly closing front doors. This problem is solved by lubricating the locks. In winter, a crack may appear on the windshield in the area of U200B, U200B THE heated wipers. This is a fairly common problem, so when choosing a used car, pay attention to which glass is installed, original or not. As on many cars, due to the lack of ventilation holes, the front optics fog up in the daylight area, while the electrician does not present surprises. The Kia Sportage 3 is equipped with one 2-liter gasoline engine, 150 horsepower, two 2-liter, 136 and 184 horsepower, and 1.7-liter diesel engines. As operating experience has shown, there are no problems with any of the types of engines. In rare cases, owners are faced with a spontaneous engine stop during braking. This feature occurs only on cars with automatic transmission and is associated with malfunctions in the algorithm of the electronic control unit. Many do not like the specific robot of the gas pump, which makes a whistling sound. It is worth noting that this sound is not a signal that the pump will soon fail. It is difficult to call this model economical. In the urban cycle, the gasoline version consumes 12–15 liters, and in the mixed cycle 9–12 liters. As for the maintenance of power units, diesel versions will cost a little more. Kia Sportage 3 can be equipped with manual and automatic transmissions. As operating experience has shown, in general, transmissions work without any complaints, but on some cars, the automatic transmission can be a little disturbing. In an automatic transmission, the problem of box freezing is not uncommon. When trying to accelerate sharply, the engine speed increases, and the speed remains unchanged for 2 to 3 seconds. In some cases, the car remains stationary after the selector is moved to the R or D position. The movement begins after 2–5 seconds of inactivity with a strong jerk. The official service was never able to diagnose the cause of this behavior of the transmission. In some cases, it helps to replace the valve body. If this does not help, the service will offer to replace the gearbox with a new one. Otherwise, the owners have no complaints about the automatic transmission and mechanics. As operating experience has shown, the suspension of this generation of the model is not as reliable as that of its predecessors, but it is still significantly more reliable than that of many competitors. On some vehicles, there is failure of the all-wheel drive due to the destruction of the rear gearbox and the failure of the clutch pump. In the rear suspension, the springs can sag at a run of 30,000. Because of this, extraneous sounds begin to be heard in the suspension, and the shock absorber's corrugation can knock even in the rear suspension. In the front suspension, stabilizing struts and shock absorbers are often disturbed. The front panel of the Kia Sportage 3 is made of soft plastic and does not bother with extraneous sounds over time. The rest of the interior trim materials are also of fairly good quality and do not lose their original appearance after long-term operation. Landing and chairs are very comfortable, but the not very good location of the micro-lift control handle deserves criticism. The fact that when boarding and disembarking, the handle is pressed involuntarily and the chair gradually lowers. After restyling in 2012, this problem was eliminated. If you are the owner of this car model, please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your review that will help readers of our site when choosing a car.